Sunrise over the Cascades from Chinook Pass. Good morning from the Pacific Crest Trail just outside of Chinook Pass. This is Steve with my hiking buddy Gino.
Good morning.
We're looking east as the sun rises over the Cascades. Highway 410 is just down below us, and there is some beautiful fall color right there. So today we're doing a point-to-point hike. We dropped my car here, or excuse me, we dropped Gino's car down at the Crystal Lakes trailhead. Gino jumped in mine. We drove around up here to Chinook Pass, and we're heading out on the Pacific Crest Trail this way. Look at that fall color, Gino. And we're going to head up first to Sheep Lake, then up to Sourdough Gap, take a short connector trail that will take us into Mount Rainier National Park, and then we will drop down to Crystal Lakes and eventually pop back out on Highway 410 down at the Crystal Lakes trailhead where Gino's car is. So it's a point-to-point. I believe it's 7.5 miles. We've done it before. We're looking forward to it. Hope you are too. It is a chilly 43 degrees. Steve is wearing a stocking cap and gloves. My hands are cold this morning. So anyway, what'd you say?
Wimp.
Wimp, yeah. Weather wimp here. But anyway, we'll check in along the way, and the skies are clear. Little smoke to the east and south this morning, but we're looking forward to this one. Hope you are too. Thanks for hiking with us. We are approaching Sheep Lake. First look. I'll take you with me. And there's a tent right here by the trail. Oh, a bunch. Oh, and a doggy. Couple tents on the hillside, and it looks like a golden retriever. He's looking at us. We'll have to say hi to him when we go down there. But this is Sheep Lake. I'm going to keep my voice low since we do have some campers. Pretty lake here in the morning, and way up there, right at the low point, is Sourdough Gap. So we're going to go to the right of the lake and then climb up this hillside over here and go right to that low point, which is Sourdough Gap. So we're going to take a quick break here as I spin around, look at things, and we'll continue on our way. I'm going to be quiet. I don't know if I'll film much with these guys still sleeping this morning, so we'll check in. Hey, buddy. Hey. Oh, you're just a pup. Morning. Review of the lake as we traverse along it. For those wondering, dogs are allowed on the Pacific Crest Trail. They're not allowed in Mount Rainier, so the young woman we spoke with, she was okay with having the dog here. She told us it was his first backpacking trip. She just came up for an overnight. This is a very popular lake to backpack at. Also, we're on the Pacific Crest Trail, so might see some PCT hikers. But we're getting kind of late in the year for that, so we did see a fourth tent up on the hillside. But anyway, she said it was cold last night, windy, no bugs. Gino was commenting we saw more fall color down along Highway 410 than we're seeing in here. It's kind of green through here.
And PCT hikers that we saw should be up by Canada by now.
Well, if they could get through the smoke. I don't know if you heard that. Gino was talking about the 3 hikers we saw last week or 2 weeks ago. Provided they haven't been smoked out or taken off the trail due to fire, they should be near Canada today. Getting close anyway. Okay, we got to climb up to Sourdough Gap as the sun hits the surrounding hillside. How about that? Pretty blue skies. Okay, we'll check in up the line. Little smoky to the south. Chinook Pass way over there, and down below us, Sheep Lake, and I can barely make out that green tent where the young woman was. Pretty cool. And way off in the distance, I don't know if you can see it through the smoke, is Mount Adams. So we're on the big traverse, heading towards Sourdough Gap. We're on this open ridge here. Luckily it's pretty cool and the sun hasn't hit us, but we're heading this way. Pretty close to the gap. I'll film when we get up there. For a short stretch of trail, you have this peekaboo view of Mount Rainier. We're almost at the gap. See that rock wall up there? That's where it's at. Be there in 5 minutes. I'll take you with me as I go through Sourdough Gap. Here it is. Literally a gap in the rocks. And we'll go from the shade to the sun. What a view. So the trail that drops down there is the PCT. Going over that scree field is the trail to Mount Rainier. Right at that little dip is where you drop into Mount Rainier National Park. This is looking to the north and the east. Bright sunshine. Little bit of a breeze. What a spectacular morning. Okay. And a little bit of red on that hillside. Go back here to the gap. Sheep Lake way down below us. Zoom in there. So that's where we came from, and took us about 40 minutes to get up here. So we're going to take a break, have a snack, water, and we will check in when we get over to Mount Rainier National Park. See you in a bit. We've taken the small connector trail over to Mount Rainier. Here's a sign. It's pretty washed out. It says entering Mount Rainier National Park. National Park Wilderness, permit required for camping. No weapons, no hunting, no pets, fires prohibited. So it's kind of steep here, but let me show you as we come down the trail a little ways. There's a tree on my left, and boy, there's some frost here. And there's our view of Mount Rainier. And we'll have this view for a bit. And there's our old friend Crystal Peak, and eventually we're going to drop down. We can't see Crystal Lakes, but we're going to eventually drop down and be blocked by that and won't be able to see Rainier. And then I'm looking down. Why I'm hesitating here, there's actually a camper down here in a non-camping zone, so kind of disturbing, but such as it is. Okay, we'll check in down the way. Upper Crystal Lake, Crystal Peak, and Mount Rainier on a crystal clear September day. And Gino, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't this the last day of summer?
Yep.
So fall starts tomorrow, and there is definitely a nip in the air. So I didn't want to say anything earlier, but there's a person, I don't know if they're camped or if they were eating breakfast or what. I didn't see a tent, but
I think they probably had a bivouac probably.
Yeah, but they're in an area like this that is designated non-camping, and what they were, I could hear their stove going, so they're getting breakfast ready, but they're not supposed to be there. In fact, there's logs across the social trail to keep you from going, and they went, so disappointing to see, but not going to let it detract from such a beautiful morning. So we'll check in down the line. Crystal Lake, Crystal Peak, and Mount Rainier. Wow. Doesn't get any better than that. See if I can zoom out here and get all three. Kinda. What a great view from the trail. Trail's here. We're going this way. We've got Crystal Peak and Mount Rainier right in front of us. A little cool here in the shade and a little bit breezy. I was telling Gino we were in the sun there between Sourdough Gap and the park, and boy, it got nice and warm and felt pretty good, and we crossed over and dropped down, and in the shade here it's cool, and this is the first time today we've really got a bit of a breeze blowing. So okay, we'll check in a few more times, probably next as we approach Crystal Lake or at the lake. We're losing our views of Mount Rainier as we drop down to the lake. And you can see it right there. Gino's right. You can't see it in the video, but there is someone camped down by the lake. I can see a portion of their tent there on the west end of the lake. So we'll be there shortly, and we'll check in there. How about that? The wind has died down, and we've hit the calm, smooth waters of Upper Crystal Lake. Beautiful morning. There's Crystal Peak. I believe that is Chinook Peak, but don't hold me to it. And then we came from way up there. Trail kind of goes over this way, and you're on that ridge, and then it drops real steeply here, and you kind of come down like this. So we're going to take a break here. We've had a couple water breaks, but we haven't had any snacks, so we're going to have a snack here at our favorite spot up ahead, and we'll check in a bit. The wind has picked up a little bit, so we finished our snack and water, put on long sleeves, and we'll say goodbye to Crystal Lake until next summer, I think. I don't know if we'll be up here again this year. So Gino and I were saying we couldn't ask for a better day. It's cool enough, a little cool, but if there are any bugs left, it's keeping them away. So, okay, we've got the 3-mile downhill stretch to Gino's car out on Highway 410. Don't know how much I'll check in since we filmed that quite a bit before, but we'll definitely check in when we get down below. We haven't seen any hikers yet, just people camping. Okay, we'll talk to you in a bit. Hey, this is Steve checking in one final time. We're approaching the trailhead. I can hear Crystal Creek in the distance. What a great hike. A little after 9:30, so it took us about 3 hours and 15 minutes to do our one-way traverse. No hikers on the trail, not one, on any of the trails we were on. Number of campers, most of them were at Sheep Lake. The one illegally camped at Rainier, and then one legally camped at Crystal Lake, Upper Crystal Lake. There was no one at the lower lake. Not sure where we're going to go next week. We realize we're fast running out of days to come down to Rainier, as the weather's going to probably change, especially with fall upon us. But next week does look nice, so maybe we'll give it a shot. I don't know, somewhere down here. But Crystal Creek, it's not flowing very good right now, that time of year. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. As always, thanks for hiking with us. We'll see you next time.